Strangers and Aliens 2025 movies in review with me, Ben Avery, and him, Evan
Woohoo!
David. I don't know if I'm pointing the right direction for the final edit, but there he
On my
is.
screen, you're
Or
definitely
there he
not.
is.
So,
So we will see how it goes. Let's play the sounder. Hey, Evan, how's it going?
pretty good. How are you, Ben?
We are getting to this much, much earlier than we did last year.
Yes,
That's
thank
good.
goodness. And we would have gotten it a little bit sooner, but my family was afflicted with sickness, which threw off our schedule. And then on Friday, when we were supposed to record, I went to the doctor and was diagnosed with vertigo. So that's fun.
That's interesting.
Yes. So, but now we're good. We're here and we're gonna record.
And we're going to talk about
Yes.
what I think is actually a pretty good year in movies
Okay.
overall.
Sure.
Kind of a broad scope of the movies that I have on
Maybe
my
you saw
list.
some movies that I didn't see.
I am guessing I did, although I'm also guessing at least one of the movies that you didn't see, you will never want to see. So,
Okay.
yeah. And I'll also say that two of my movies on this list are easily two of the worst movies I have seen in a very, very long time. And that comes from somebody who intentionally watches bad movies.
Okay.
So, yeah. Now, all the movies on my list are all 2025 movies. And so, like, I did watch worse movies potentially when I was watching just awful old movies, but they're not on my list because I'm not counting them. So, yeah. But I actually come prepared with a list this time. I come ready to match up our lists.
I
And
think
I
that's a
think,
milestone, honestly.
yeah, it's quite possible. But um, I'm also trying to, I might have missed some. We'll see as you're going through your list. We're going to use your list as our episode outline.
Okay.
And as we go, when you name a movie that's on my list, I'm going to place it and say what it was on my list, and then
Mhm.
we can, yeah,
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Well,
So,
well, we're gonna start from the bottom. And again, I think maybe Ben,
yes, as always.
since you are gung ho about this year, I think it's you may have seen some movies that I haven't seen. Like again, so we'll start here at the bottom. Number
I'll
13.
also say this.
Okay.
I have 16 on my 16 on my list. 2 I would count as thumbs down.
Okay.
1 is straight down the middle. I couldn't decide if I liked it or not, but it it was fine. And then the remaining 13 are all a thumb up from me.
Okay.
So that's
I've got 31 on mine. I have mixed together some TV shows into here. Um
oh,
they
okay. And I
they were
didn't do that.
available on Letterboxd. So I think only 3 of them are thumbs down and a lot of them are thumbs sideways.
On the
So,
movies and TVs?
yes. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well,
Right.
let's go. Let's start from the
Let's do
bottom.
it.
Evan's list. Let's do it.
From all the movies and TV that I watched in 2025, number 31 of 31 is War of the Worlds, starring Ice
16 of
Cube.
16.
Yes!
16 of 16. We match. I knew it.
Hooray!
I knew we were going to match on that one.
So I watched this without knowing any of the reviews ahead of time. I saw it was live. I was like, ooh, War of the Worlds. Started watching it, did not finish. Did
Oh, you
not
didn't?
finish. No. I got about I'd say it's probably 3/4 of the way through, and I'm like, yeah, nope. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna spend any more time on this. So
Yeah, I watched it with my son. We did an episode with I did an episode with Parker J. Cole as well about this, so you can find that in our archives or whatever. But I watched it with Tim because we were both very interested in seeing like what is the hubbub about. And the biggest surprise for me, first of all, was Clark Gregg was in this.
Yeah,
Agent Coulson himself was in this movie, and
I'm not
it
sure if he's
was
happy about that decision for his
I
career.
I don't know either, but on paper on paper, it could work because it's found footage, it's COVID, and they're just trying to do their best. We'll do a found footage, but then when they actually printed out the script on paper,
Yeah.
it's so bad. There's one point where my son turns to me and says, "Dad, wouldn't it be so stupid if the big plot twist was this?" And I said, "Yes, that would be so dumb." And then they did it.
Nice.
So my
Very
son
good.
called it not because he thought it was going to happen, but because he thought it was the worst possible way they could go on a movie that was already going in the worst possible way. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I was offended how bad it was because I love War of the Worlds, the book, the audio drama, the original Orson Welles audio drama. The movie is amazing. It just has a classic sci-fi movie. Um, there's a rock opera that
Oh boy.
is so fun to listen to for me anyway. I mean, it's 70s rock opera that kind of dips into disco a little bit. And um, yeah, I love listening to it. I haven't watched it. There apparently have done some live shows where Liam Neeson is the main narrator, and I have not watched that. But yeah, War of the Worlds as a concept, it they took War of the Worlds, they ate it, they vomited into the toilet, then they scooped the water up, put it in a
Ugh.
bowl, and said, "Have some soup."
I think we'll
And
stop with that analogy.
um, it's so bad.
One of my favorite ever episodes of Adventures in Odyssey is based off of War of the Worlds, where the somebody in the town is convinced that aliens are attacking because of a live broadcast they're doing. It's pretty good.
I um I think I've told you about this, but my uh, I write a bunch of short stories every month. I write a short story with a challenge, and all of them have to do with the gatekeepers of time. And one of the uh, episodes, it's basically what they are, is about going back in time to that night to witness and see what actually happened, and then accidentally making um, some of the people in the village that he was visiting to see like what actually happened. They actually think he might be part of this invasion, not an alien, but as like oh, they're reporting it on the radio that there's some sort of invasion. They're saying it's aliens. That can't be. It's got to be because at the time, um, if I remember correctly, it was like in the 30s for the radio broadcast, and there was trouble in Europe, and there
Yeah.
was, war drums were being beat, and yeah, but so you didn't like it then, I'm hearing
No.
you say?
No, no, no. It was just not good.
And you didn't finish it at
No.
all? You never went
Nope.
back to it? Okay.
Nope.
Alright.
I watched some reviews afterwards. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right, number
Yeah.
30.
Let's talk
Uh,
about number 30 for you.
this is a TV show.
Okay.
It's a Marvel TV show.
Okay.
It's Ironheart, the show.
I did not finish.
Oh, really?
I didn't.
Because the last episode is the only interesting one worth watching.
I just haven't gotten to it, and Welcome to Level 7 has kind of fallen by the wayside in the midst of some of the writing I've been doing and regular life, and yeah, never finished it.
Have you been spoiled?
No, I haven't.
And I will not
I plan
because it
to. I plan to watch it. Not I don't plan
har
to be spoiled. I plan to watch it.
hard left
Um,
turn on the last episode. Hard left turn.
okay.
And yeah. And then it's not a left turn I enjoyed. And the rest of the show wasn't that great, and then adding that left turn to it kind of, but that being said, it was a very interesting hard left turn that is like what in the world is going on with this show. So yeah.
Well, and it's good to be able to say I didn't like something, but I appreciate the creativity behind it, and that recognizing they were trying to do something,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it just didn't. the other thing is I just wasn't involved in it. I just wasn't drawn in. It was solidly done as a okay show, but not something that I went back to finish. So,
Yeah. All right, number 29 is The Electric State on
oh,
Netflix.
that one actually didn't even watch.
Hmm.
So,
The
yeah.
so the I think it's a movie that is actually just based off an aesthetic, which is those strange digital. I don't want to call them paintings, but they're digital artwork by a guy who was doing like what do you call the NFTs, and
Hmm.
he's the guy who made like a bazillion dollars on it. And he did these things where it's like post-apocalyptic landscape, but it's with like pop culture, uh, advertising or characters or whatever, and it's all decrepit and run down. And so they kind of took that and they're like, let's make a movie with that, and that was as far as they got. And
And it's Chris Pratt, right?
Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, and Stanley Tucci. So you'd think, that's a pretty good cast.
That
What
is that's pretty stacked.
Yeah, but nope, the execution left much to be desired. So, I mean, the visuals were cool. Some of the ideas were like, oh, that's kind of neat, but it was just really kind of bland, and they didn't stick the landing.
Yeah. Well, I was interested enough to almost click on it once, and then I just didn't. I really was curious, like, but then I just didn't, and I forgot about it. So
Yeah,
sounds like it was fairly forgettable,
it
even if you
was.
did see it. So
All right, number 28 is Marvel Zombies, the TV show. Did you see this?
did not finish.
Mm,
Did not finish. I'm just not a fan of the Marvel Zombies concept in general,
yeah, me neither.
and yeah.
Well,
So I
it was
watched the first
interesting that they
episode and part of the second, I think.
it was interesting that they spun off that one episode of What If into this, and it's interesting that it was set in the MCU, so that's kind of a new thing, and it's not the same as the Marvel Zombies comic, which is much more macabre and just deeply nihilistic and yucky. This is a little bit more traditional zombie B movie stuff, but mixed in um with the MCU. And the fun part was seeing the deep cuts they brought out for of the characters that show up, and then also um they're like, this is a spin-off universe. We're not afraid of killing anybody. Like
Right. Yeah.
we will just kill whoever we want to. So I appreciated those things about it. I appreciated um that they really did go back and they brought back like Spider-Man and Ant-Man and stuff like that uh from the What If episodes. So that was cool. But yeah, it was again the Marvel Zombies concept, not my favorite. So that's why it's
All
probably so
right.
low. All right, got another one here. Number 27 is Mickey 17.
Did not see it. Wanted to, but did not. I still want to see, even with it this low on your list. But
Sure. The concept was very interesting, and the second half of the movie was very interesting, where they get more into the politics. The first part is really just like this big um like sociology experiment thing, and it gets very crass a lot of times and kind of it just blew a lot. And then
oh,
like Mark Ruffalo went to the director and was like, I need to ridicule our president as much as I possibly can with this role. Can you help me do that? And he's like, absolutely, I will. And so that's that
wait,
is
is that
go
an
ahead.
imaginary conversation that you've created, or is that did you actually read that somewhere that's
No, I mean that is a very, very plausible conversation that I've
okay?
made up in my head, just based on the other comments that Mark Ruffalo has made in his public statements. But the result is the same in this movie. So that
All right.
said, the character that he plays is a very fun character. It's a it's a yeah. So just a very offbeat sci-fi movie that kind of just makes light of what do you call it? Sanctity of life, but in a way that makes you think. Which is what sci-fi is supposed to do. So
All right. Next.
number 26, The Old Guard 2. Did you see this?
No.
Did you see The
And I
Old
don't even
Guard
know what
1?
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I believe it's based off of a comic series, and it's on Netflix. It stars Charlize Theron, and it's about this group of immortals who are living through life, uh, and the ins and outs of how they do their stuff, and people are trying to capture them to get the secret of immortality. And then there's a really interesting character in it that is like it's the curse of immortality, because if you get captured or stuck somewhere, you are stuck forever, and it's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
hell, you know. And they really dive into that deep into that concept, which is very interesting. So they're rated R, I think. It's violent, there's some language, um, but it's a cool action series.
All right. I'll check that out then maybe. Um, it sounds interesting. What you're talking about with the immortal being captured or caught somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've played with that idea and then I'm just like, "Oh man, that's so dark."
Yeah,
That is
well, they
so
they go full
dark.
they go full into it, and it will haunt your dreams.
Well, and
Um,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
glad to let someone else go there then. Yeah. All right.
They did make this during the peak of wokeness, so there's stuff in there as well. So just again, it's lower on my list. It's higher up because of the cool concepts it explores, but it's 26 out of 31 for content reasons. So,
Okay.
all right, number 25 is The Gorge.
Wanted to see it, still haven't gotten around to it.
It was cool. The first half of it was cool. It's like a cool mystery, espionage, and then romance. And then they get into like revealing what the mystery is, and then you're like, oh, well, that could have been cooler.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, it could have been cooler. That's my review.
That's fair. All right. So have we on your list, have we hit the point where you're like this is in the mid-range yet or are we still in the
Yeah, so every so Electric State and before that would be thumbs down. Marvel Zombies would be the middle, the
Okay.
starting with the sideways thumb, and we are not going to get out of that for a little bit.
Okay. All right.
All right, so number 24 is Captain America: Brave New World.
Okay. And I don't have it at well, I have it at number 12. So, and my list is just about half your list.
Nice, yeah,
'Cause you're 31, right?
yep,
So I have 16 on my list. You put yours Captain America at 24.
mhm,
I'm at 12. So that's basically kind of the same range, same zone.
yeah.
But in my
What?
list, we're in thumbs up territory.
Okay, yeah. This one's a solid thumb sideways. It's gonna carry forward my Gorge review in that could have been cooler. I liked all the Incredible Hulk stuff, but why on earth wasn't this an Incredible Hulk movie then? Like it didn't do anything for the Captain America franchise really at all. So
Yeah, I mean it pushed forward the new Captain America.
a little bit.
Like we kind of get to know Sam Wilson a little bit. Um, although he had a whole show,
Yeah.
so we already had plenty of time to get to know him. But yeah, again, I'm in my yeah. I watch it. Basically the thumbs down is stay away. The mid range is like I don't know, man. I don't know, but anything from my on my list from number 1 to number 13 is yeah. Yeah, I recommend it. Now there's gonna be some conditional recommendations in some of my movies, but this is not one. This is one, "Hey, if you like the Marvel stuff, you need to see it, watch it. It's not terrible." So, all
All
right.
right. The number 23 is Wake Up Dead Man.
Oh,
Do you see this?
it's much higher on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's number 4 on my list.
I just I don't like who makes this movie. And I don't like his stories. I don't like his storytelling. Um, but I did appreciate them, like, since it's about religion, it I did appreciate them kinda doing a both sides sort of thing with it, which I thought they did pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't agree theologically with a lot of what was going on there. On a general level, though, like what you just said, uh, on the main character, the detective, I can't remember his name, but Daniel Craig,
Mhm.
he's an atheist, and so he gets the stronger microphone, so to speak, when it comes to making their statements about religion. But even then, he's still kind of like, I recognize that there's some value to this, especially for you guys, and
Well, and
um,
when he's giving his spiel, like, he's cast in shadow, but when the other
mhm.
guy's giving his spiel, the light comes out, I thought that was neat. I was like, "That's an interesting
Yeah, yeah,
way to do
and that
that."
happened more than once too,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the way that they use the lighting and the darkness, and I disagree as far as, like, liking Ryan is it Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, Ryan Johnson, and these Glass Onion movies, they're not perfect, but as far as just the style of mystery, I feel like they're kind of a throwback with the modern twist, and I've liked all 3 of his Glass Onion movies,
I like
and
what you said, I like the style of them, but the actual content and the actual mystery itself, no, not really. This one was a better mystery than the other 2, I thought. Um, yeah,
okay. Yeah, yeah, I put it at 4, which would be around 8 for your list, so
yeah, no,
yeah.
nope. Okay, the next one is a Minecraft movie.
I did not see this, probably never will.
Mm.
So,
It's pretty funny. Like,
okay.
if you could see it if you don't know anything about Minecraft, but if you like Jack Black and Jason Momoa being idiots together on screen, this is the movie for you. Um,
See, I think I'm a bigger Minecraft fan than a Jack Black fan. So,
yeah. So, but yeah, I've seen this movie like 4 times because of my children. So, um, yeah, there's some there, and it's made by the same guy who made Napoleon Dynamite. So that gives me some it gives him some bonus points. And you can see some of that in the beginning of it at least. But
I was sure that I was gonna have to go and see it with my son, but while he hasn't outgrown Minecraft, he still plays Minecraft and watches YouTube about Minecraft. He had no interest in the movie at all, and so I was
yeah,
just,
a
"Okay."
lot of
And
diehards are not on board. So, um, yeah, but it
alright.
is funny. So, all right, number 21 is The Fountain of Youth, starring Jim Halpert and Natalie Portman.
Okay.
And by Jim Halpert, I mean the guy because I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I am
Unfortunately,
not sure,
this is an
I'm not even
Apple
sure if I
original.
heard about this.
It's an Apple original, and it is I think it's
Is
an
this
Apple.
kind of the throwback romantic comedy adventure kind of
No,
thing?
nope.
No.
This is like a straight up Indiana Jones style
Oh,
treasure
okay.
hunt, and they did a pretty good job. It's solid. It's there.
Alright. Yeah, I don't know if I must have seen a trailer for it somewhere, but
Yeah,
it just wasn't on my radar.
it's not
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
If you're in the mood for a Indiana Jones style thing, you could do worse.
Alright, sounds good.
All right, The King of Kings is the next one, number 20.
I wanted to see it, did not see it.
It
And
is
that's Angel
hard.
Studios, is that right or no?
They distributed it at least. I don't know if they like they do a lot of distributing
Right,
and
right. I'm just
adopt.
as far as, like, watching it, I have to subscribe to Angel Studios
I don't
now?
think
Is that
so. No,
okay.
I think it's available anywhere.
I'll watch
Um,
for it then.
yeah. But so it is hard. It is really hard to do the entire story of Jesus in a hour and a half movie. Um, and this one is it does a solid job of just giving you the basics. The framing device is kind of neat, where
Is that the
it's
Charles
Charles
Dickens one?
Dickens. Yep, it's Charles Dickens telling the story to his son, so that's kind of cool. They really do. They did a good job talking about the substitution of Christ for our sins. They did a great visual metaphor for that, which I thought was good. But you have to be like kids aren't going to get it. Like,
Okay.
kids wouldn't get it. But if you know what they're talking about, they're like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And that's my only big knock on any of these movies where they're trying to tell the whole story of Christ in an hour and a half, because you walk that fine line of, well, let's just present what the Gospels say, a sequence of things that happened, but then where do you bring in everything that the epistles and the Old Testament stuff and how it
Mhm.
all fits together in the vast cosmic narrative? And that's something that I feel like they always fall short on, and I wish they would do a better job with that. But the acting's not bad. It had an all-star cast. I, but also it's like the all-star cast is there just to be an all-star cast. Like Oscar Isaacs is playing Jesus, and you really could have had anybody else do that with the way he was acting. It felt very wooden, just saying words. So
Okay.
yeah, but it looked
Alright.
cool. It looked cool, and it was they did a okay job. So
I was very curious about it because of the Charles Dickens angle.
yeah,
Like, I know, Charles Dickens wrote a book called The Life of Our Lord
yeah.
for his
That's what this
kids.
is based off of.
Yeah, he wrote it for his children,
Yep.
and they would read it every year at Christmas time, and yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right, number 19. Another TV show. This is Star Wars: Tales of the Underworld.
I have not watched it.
It's pretty good. You
Okay.
have to be I mean, if you don't have if you haven't watched Clone Wars, good luck. Because
Yeah.
it focuses on Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress, and both of those are cool characters. It's gonna be cooler if you already know the story, but this is Cad Bane's origin story, so that's kind of cool.
Oh,
Um,
so I might be able to watch it then, but
yeah,
I've watched Clone Wars, I think up to season 4.
gotcha. Yeah, so
Um,
you could totally watch the Cad Bane stuff. Asajj Ventress stuff, yeah, you're gonna need to watch the rest of the Clone Wars to get
oh,
what's
okay.
going on there. But the Cad Bane stuff was cool. All right, number 18 is Novocaine. Did you see this?
I did not. It wasn't good?
Yeah, this is what's his name? Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son. Can't remember his name. He
Dennis
plays
Quaid's son.
on Lower Decks. He's the main character. Was one of the main characters.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um, anyway, he's the main character, and is a neat idea because it's kind of like a take on Taken, one of those, or John Wick, but it's a guy who is the only qualification he has for being a manslayer fighter guy is that he can't feel any pain. He's got the actual disorder where
Mhm.
your body can't feel pain, and so he uses that to go chase after this girl who has been kidnapped. And I think I watched it on VidAngel, so um I don't think I can't vouch for the content accurately.
Fair.
But watching it on VidAngel, it was pretty fun. A little Obviously a little violent. It's very much in that vein of Taken and John Wick. But uh it's a fun wrinkle and a lot more comedy. So
Alright. Yeah,
yeah.
'cause I saw trailers for that one. It reminded me of Darkman. I don't know if you ever watched Darkman back in the day,
No.
but that was Darkman's secret superpower was, he couldn't feel pain,
Huh.
and that gave him he also had some extra strength then because of that. But um, and then he would make his skin got kind of burned off or whatever, and then he would make prosthetic masks, and he was kind of a master of disguise as well.
Hmm.
And so, but the masks would melt after, but it was perfect mask, but it would melt after a certain amount of time. And it's interesting too because that was also Liam Neeson. So
Hmm.
it's Dark Man meets Taken.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right, so the next one is Death of a Unicorn. Did you see this one?
I have not.
It's Paul Rudd and Wednesday Adams. I'm not remembering any actors' names this evening. Jenna Ortega, that's her name.
Yeah, yeah.
And it also has Eustace Scrub.
Hmm.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, this one definitely needs VidAngel, I think, just for the language by itself. Just lots of pervasive language. But if you have VidAngel, or it was good because it's a creature feature, but the creature features are unicorns. The creatures are unicorns, but they're like scary,
Hmm.
monster unicorns. So, and it was pretty good. And again, it's got that kind of villain archetype from what do you call it? Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah, yeah.
and the same thing with Paul Rudd and Mickey 17, were just these rich people who just don't care about, as long as they do it's like Meryl Streep in Don't Look Up, where she's feigning moral responsibility, but doesn't really care as long as it makes money, and ends up
Right.
you know destroying everybody. So
Yeah, that one was one I was actually curious about, and then fell off my radar, and I just never got around to it. So
again, if you can circumvent the language, it's pretty interesting, pretty fun creature
okay,
feature. So all right, number 16 is Tron Ares.
I have it at number 8.
Oh,
So
that's
we're
sweet.
aligning.
There we
We're
go. Yes.
aligning.
Okay. Yeah. I wish it hadn't, I wish the main character would have been more related to the rest of the franchise. You know, like what's his name? Jared Leto's character. Um I liked that the female lead was, tied into the corporations. That was kind of
Yeah,
neat. And I like how they, continued on with what they were doing with Tron Legacy, which is where Clue was trying to get out into the real world, and they did it. They set it up for a sequel, which is cool. We just,
ain't never happening though.
yeah, well, yeah, but I honestly would be interested to see more in this world, like because one of my favorite shows ever is Reboot, and they just did so much more with the concept than Tron ever did, and I wish Tron would get in there and just do more with the concept of living things inside a computer. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, as far as a trilogy goes now, this takes us on that trajectory of they go in, and it's a little bit worse. They come out, and that's your trilogy. And I like some of the big ideas they were talking about, where they're like using this technology to affect the world, and if this technology was real, how would it be used for good or for evil? Um, and then you also have the program who goes against his programming
yeah. Mm.
and becomes self-aware. And so there's some interesting ideas, and that's why I put it so high on my list, which I guess it's halfway on my list, so maybe not so high, but yeah, I
There,
I like what they did with it.
there was one part I really liked and also really didn't like, and that was when they went into the original Tron operating system, and it had the original graphics from the first
Hmm.
one. I thought that was cool, but then Jeff Bridges came on the screen and ruined it. Because I'm like, why is the backup of Jeff Bridges from the original older than the Jeff Bridges we saw in the second one? Just
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
yeah.
All right.
Try, yeah, I liked it. I liked it. That one, I think I gave it 3.5 stars, and yeah, solid sci-fi movie, action adventure,
Yep.
and I understand why people didn't like it, but I really liked it. So, yeah.
All right. Number 15 is Light of the World, the other Jesus movie that came out this year or in
Which I was
2020.
less interested in seeing, but
I was more interested in seeing this one because the animation is done by the Bancroft brothers, who are
mhm.
Disney animators. And it's 2D traditional animation, and the story just seemed more personal. Like in the King of Kings one, was that what it's called? King of Kings, yeah.
Yeah.
The main personal relationship stuff is between Dickens and his son, which is great, but it's a movie about Jesus, where Jesus is the main character. You can relate a lot more to him in this one, and the little kid character is John the Apostle. And so they've aged down the apostles, and where the youngest one is John, who's like he's just become a teenager. So I thought that
Hmm.
was interesting.
Okay.
An interesting way to do it. Uh, but yeah, same problems. Well, not all the same problems, but cramming the Jesus story into the hour and a half time limit. Always a challenge, but I thought they did a pretty good job. And again, I think this one kind of captures um, the love and personality of Christ more than the King of Kings one did.
Okay.
All right, number 14. And I feel kind of bad putting this one ahead of Light of the World. I feel kind of bad putting any movie ahead of a Jesus movie, but
Well,
here we
yeah.
are. So
You're putting it ahead of 2 Jesus movies now. So,
yes, yeah.
yeah.
So number 14. This is K-pop Demon Hunters.
I have not
This,
seen it. I need to.
and
I
it's
need
the
to.
cultural phenomenon.
I know.
Um,
I know.
yeah. So the I mean it's made by the same people who did Into the Spider-Verse, and it shows. It's fantastic. The animation is fantastic. The humor, the fun, the action, all there. It's great. The acting is great, and obviously the songs, like six of their songs were on the top 10 list worldwide at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, good grief. So the music obviously good, but then there's just the inherent conflict with Christian principles and teachings that you get with just the lore of what this is.
Yeah.
And I won't do spoilers, because just there's some stuff that comes to light in the movie where it's like, well, now it's even more problematic if you're looking at it theologically. If this had been K-pop Monster Hunters, I would have been, this would have been number 2 or something on my list. But it's just because that the tough theological headbutting that happens just by the very nature of what this is about. So
Our friends over at Finding God in Video Games have written a K-pop Demon Hunters devotional.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Full book. I mean,
I'm saying, if this was K-pop Monster Hunters, same script, you just replace the word demon with monster, which I don't know Korean and Japanese mythology very well. And so if
right.
you're just basing this off of Korean Japanese mythology, maybe it's a completely different definition of what a demon is. But that said, you take the same script, the lessons it teaches are really kind of cool. If it wasn't about demons. So,
Right. Right.
that's the only thing.
Yeah. It's fair. All right.
All right.
Next up.
Number 13, Pixar's Elio.
Haven't seen it.
Saw this one twice because my kids love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun ET movie, where it's kind of it's reverse ET, where the kid is ET who's landed
Yeah.
on this other alien place, and yeah, I think you would really enjoy it. It's a nice little heartwarming adventure with classic alien sci-fi tropes.
All right.
So
Yeah, that's one. I was curious, but not enough to watch it. And I just don't have kids anymore. My
yeah,
kids.
well, I'd watch this without my kids, but I think you would like this one. I think
Okay.
you'd enjoy this one a lot.
All
All
right.
right. Number 12, The Bad Guys 2. See this
Yeah,
one?
that's one that I would have seen if my son was younger. because we went and saw Bad Guys 1 together, and he really enjoyed it.
Bad Guys 1 was like my number one movie of whatever year it came out. I
Mhm.
love that movie.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
This one is also good, but it doesn't reach the heights
Okay.
of the first one, which is funny because they go to space, so it technically does. Um, uh, but still solid, still a nice little addition to the world. And there's there's some they throw some romance angles in there that make it a lot more funny than it was, or that put more different type of funny moment in there than we had in the first one. And then there is some very interesting world building that's going on behind the scenes that I'm sure readers of the novels will understand. I don't understand it, but it's
Okay.
like, wow, that opens up number 3 for some really interesting things to happen. So
All right.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with animated sequels, though, is it just takes so long,
Yeah.
so often to get to that animated sequel, and by the time you get to it, the child who saw the original isn't necessarily interested in the sequel, but the child who's there when the sequel comes out gets both of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's yeah.
Well, and I mean, the um the big studios nowadays, I mean, at least DreamWorks and the ones that have the pipeline, they're pretty reliably churning out about once every other year. Like the Mario guys are doing that.
Mhm.
So that's pretty. I'm liking that. So hopefully they keep that up with Bad Guys too. It seems to be doing well for them. Well enough that they put it in their opening, cinematic for their studio.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, number 11, and this
Number
movie.
11?
Yes, number 11. I really want you to watch this movie, and it's the one before it, because I really want to talk about it, because
Alright.
it's Megan 2.0. Have you seen this, Ben?
I've seen the first one.
The first one. You've
Yeah,
gotta
I've seen
watch the
Megan. I
second
just
one.
haven't gotten to Megan 2.0.
You've gotta watch it, because the first one is like, of course, this like traditional kind of slasher movie,
Yeah.
but it's AI gone wrong. And in
Mhm.
the second one, they're in the writer's room, and they're like, what if we just made a Marvel movie? Let's just try it and do it. And then they were like, yes, let's do it. And out comes Megan 2.0. And it was just so ridiculous and such a departure from the tone of the first one. But man, I loved it.
Okay.
It was just a super fun watch. It is a great MCU movie. So
I don't see how they could make that turn, but I'll have to
yeah, because
watch it to see.
it's like an actual, like, it's a horror studio, right?
Is it Blumhouse
I don't know, but
or is it
I mean,
A24?
I don't know, but I think it's a horror studio, but they're just like, yeah, forget the horror, MCU it.
All right.
They did it. So,
Cool.
all right. Number 10 is the Thunderbolts Asterix.
I had that at number 13.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah. No, I did too. I remembered starting at number 13, it's all thumbs up.
Yeah,
But yeah, and maybe I would have switched it with Captain America if I thought about it a little bit more. Um,
I think it's
just
definitely better than
thematically, I
Captain
love
America.
some of the things that they were doing with that movie. Thematically, where they're like talking about trauma and using a action set piece to talk about punching your trauma away.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think every character in that was just so interesting. They just did a fantastic job. And they did a good job adapting the Centuries story, um, without just getting pretentious. So, um, and making it too convoluted. So
yeah,
I thought it was pretty
yeah.
good.
Because really, a big part of what I like about the Sentry's story was how convoluted it was.
Sure,
When
I didn't.
that I mean that was part of the charm with the original miniseries and everything. And I didn't like it when they brought him back. That's the thing. He should have
Gotcha.
stayed. He should have stayed gone. But it was successful, so we have to
So you got
bring
to
it
bring it
back.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9, Zootopia 2.
Didn't see it. Won't see it.
You don't like
So
Zootopia, Ben?
I I got other things to do with my time,
It's
and
so good.
that's one where I'm like, I know it's there. I've heard about it, and I'm just letting it go.
It's so good. Um, yeah, it's only as low as it is because it's one of those things where it's like we designed this movie to be a uh to be a rom-com kind of thing. And the whole movie's built on that. And then the executive comes in and is like, let's not have them get together at the end. But we're going to leave everything the same. But we're not doing the get together at the end part. So I'm hoping they rectify that number 3 because that was the only knock I had against it. I was like, and Ben, I can't remember if I told you this or not, because for whatever reason, Disney Animation, they are the ones who get me with the twists that I can't see coming. Like a lot of times I see a twist coming. I watched Interstellar. First time I'm watching it. The minute they showed like the dust particles in the room, I'm like, oh, well, he's communicating to her from the future somehow. Immediately, I got that. There was no twist. This movie, they did the twist, and I was like, oh no! Like it's at the top of my lungs in the movie. And nobody else did anything, but I was like, oh no! Yep.
Wish we'd have been in town
I know.
so we could watch that one together.
Because man, the only one that's gotten me close to that was Wreck-It Ralph, where he turns out he's Turbo, and I was like, yeah. So I liked it. I would recommend it. It's good.
All right. Well, maybe.
Okay. Next up is number 8, Jurassic World Rebirth.
I put that at number 9.
That's fine.
Yeah. Again, it's still on the thumbs up side of things. It's a fun action movie.
Oh yeah.
It's a fun action movie that uses the Jurassic world to do its thing, and yeah, it's unfortunately so rote where
Yeah.
it's basically, hey, what do we do for a plot? You remember when we were kids and we watched and G.I. Joe did that 5-episode miniseries, the first G.I. Joe, and it was about a thing that got broken up into 3 pieces. And the first episode was breaking it up, and the second episode was finding the first piece, and the third episode was finding the second piece, and the fourth episode was finding the third piece, and the fifth episode was the bad guys get the piece, but then the good guys win. What if we did something like that?
Yeah. It's the video game collection
Yep,
trope.
totally,
You know.
totally.
So we did a whole episode on this, listeners,
Mhm.
watchers, so you can check that out. But
It's in the archives, yeah.
it automatically gets a boost for me because it's Jurassic Park. Like they could have made this movie under a different name and it wouldn't have gotten as high, but because it's Jurassic Park, it's up there.
Yeah, the problem is I feel like they skipped over some really interesting possible stories.
And again, I hope they do that with the TV show because that's running kind of behind the movie timeline a little bit, and they've done some really fun stuff with that. So,
All right.
all right, number
Next.
7. It's a TV show.
Okay.
It is Eyes of Wakanda.
I have not watched it at all.
Dude, this was fantastic. This was awesome. Like, and I'm not the biggest Black Panther fan. I like it. It's there, but it's not my favorite superhero. This was fantastic. Like it was so good. And they show the Wakandans what they're doing from like the dawn of man up till now. You will love it. You will love it. It is so good.
I just need to get back into Marvel.
It's only 4 episodes.
That's
It's 4
true.
episodes. They're only, I think they're only like half an hour long each. But man, it was solid. Well done, Marvel.
All right.
Please start doing that with your movies because that show was great. All right. The next one at number 6 is David, the movie.
Ironically, it's not number 3,
Oh,
but it is number 6.
nice.
So So
I really like this.
it's not tracking with your list, but here's another match. But so good.
Yeah, they
It's
did
a
a
good movie.
fantastic job. Um, yeah, the music was great, the animation was great, storytelling was great. They again, I love that these creative people are coming in and they're like, "How can we do this Bible story that everybody knows and we can put some originality into the telling of it?" And one of the best examples of that in this one was the Goliath fake out. Um, which if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, it's great. It's great. Um, just super fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. This was one that I wanted to make sure I got a chance to watch it. Um, because I was wanted like, is this something, for kids and families and things like that? And they actually sent me a code to watch it as a
Oh wow,
preview. And because I got on the list as a children's pastor, not as a podcaster, as a
sure,
as a children's pastor at a children's pastors conference, I got on a list, and so they sent me the link to watch that one football movie that Angel Studios did, and this one I was like, oh, I'm watching it, I'm definitely watching it, and then I was so pleasantly surprised by it. I mean, it's compressed storytelling still, like what you're talking about with the two Jesus films, but um, they do such a good job of really portraying historical and emotional truth.
yeah,
And um, when they do take a turn more toward the emotional truth than the historical side, it's not a bad turn. It's not like you know, and it's just because they're compressing it, and I'm like, I think the timeline's a little bit different here, but
yeah,
and then there's a scene in the middle that is totally just lifted from The Lion King, Hakuna Matata, where it's like, we're gonna do a song and Dave's gonna grow up.
that's right.
and
Yes,
and then we're gonna do this song and it's gonna make you think about The Greatest Showman. And then we're gonna do this song and it's gonna make you think about Prince of Egypt. And then but the animation style is so unique. I feel like, well, not the animation style, the character design
yes, mhm,
is so unique and so interesting for some of those characters, especially. And that's one where they've taken the character design to create an emotional truth. And so the characters, as they are visually presented, are presented in such a way that you feel about them the way you're supposed to feel about them from their look, from Goliath to Samuel to David, to Saul. I mean, it's just gorgeous movie. The David and Goliath thing, which you would have expected potentially to be the climax, and
yeah. That's the
it's
just
kind
the
of in the
middle.
middle of Act Two, kind
Yeah,
of a thing. Um, but that whole scene and the setting of it, and using the red flowers, and it just, yeah, I was pretty high on it. I was really happy with it, and a movie like that, I get disappointed because I'm like, oh man,
yeah,
I wish I could have been a part of that, but.
yeah. Well, I
But
mean,
that
like,
was really my only disappointment was, well, that means my dream's not gonna come true
well,
'cause
my favorite movie ever is The Prince of Egypt, and I would. This is comparable. Like,
mhm,
they did a very good job with this. So I'm hopeful that this turns into a franchise or something where, it doesn't necessarily have to be more David movies, but, in the same kind of cinematic universe of, with the character designs and the visuals and
yeah.
stuff like that, I think.
Well, they stopped it at a good place
Yeah.
to either do another one or stop it before some of the content stuff is gonna be a little hard to explain to children,
Yes. Yeah.
which we do actually. I mean, at our church, we teach, uh, it comes in the rotation, David and Bathsheba,
Yeah.
and
I mean, well, this would the sequel to this would be The Empire Strikes Back
yeah,
of, it would
yeah.
it would be a tragedy.
Well, more than one. Like, there's
Yeah. Yeah.
multiple tragedies coming up, but, yeah, I was very happy with it, very happy with it. Have you watched any of the prequel mini episodes?
Yes, I've watched a couple of those, and
Okay,
those are like they just do young David, and it's like a show for kids. Very good. Also, The Chosen Adventures is an animated show that they're doing, and that was solid. Also, like very
okay,
good. Yeah.
alright.
All right. Let's go to number 5, which is Avatar: Fire and Ash.
I did not watch it.
Ugh. Dan.
I need to. I want to. I just could not justify at that season, literally the season, the Christmas season, getting away from my family for 4 hours, drive and come back and watch the movie.
Yeah.
There just was not a good time for me to be able to do that.
I don't know if it would be the same if it's not in a theater. Avatar is that franchise where it's like after I watch the movie, I don't go back and watch it again. But man, for that 3 hours that I'm there, I am locked in. I'm waiting for a like a part. Let's do a boring part so I can go to the bathroom. It
Yeah.
wasn't coming. There was no. It just absolutely sucks you into that world for those 3 hours. It is so immersive and so well done. And there's had some really interesting character arcs in this one, and man, just yeah, the whole time just completely and utterly entertained from beginning to end.
Well, so I mean, I watched the first Avatar, saw it in 3D, and said, I loved it. I'll never watch it again because I can't match this experience of seeing it in 3D unless I were to try somehow see it in IMAX.
Sure.
For the second one, I did watch the first one again here at home in my living room. Went to one of our more close local theaters, small town theaters, to watch the sequel, and I had a better theater experience in my living room watching the
Oh,
first one. Um, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see when it's on Disney Plus. At some point, I'm gonna have to start watching it. But
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it was good. It was very good.
all right,
All right. And it starts like it picked up the minute the second one leaves off. Unlike the second one, which is years later, you know.
right.
All right. So number 4, I didn't do this on purpose, but number 4 is the Fantastic Four.
All right. And I put that at number 2.
Very
So we're still
nice.
tracking on a lot of these. We're
Yes.
tracking.
Man, I've seen this like 6 times. Like I love this movie. I can watch it
So
over
good.
and over and over again, not get tired of it.
So good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it had that sense of wonder. All I wanted from it was a sense of wonder, a sense of family, and a sense of adventure.
In a sense of a
And
giant purple guy attacking a city.
that's the wonder. Like that's the sense of wonder. Like if they can take that and it was all there. It was all there. There's some goofiness, but it's the right kind of goofiness.
Yep.
And yeah, the one thing is when they were setting up the ending and they're like setting up the fake out or whatever. And I'm just like, he's not going to go for that.
Yeah.
And
And he
he
didn't.
didn't.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And I took Yumi to see this in the theater. She loved it. We stayed through the credits, so she listened to the "Let Us Be Devoured" song, which is now one of her favorite songs.
okay.
So yeah, she loves it. She's seen it like 3 times now.
And I was so glad that it wasn't, I mean, it's a part of the MCU as far as the multiverse, but because they set it on another world in another universe, they were able to go and just do whatever they wanted and
Yeah.
create a world and create an alternate history. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
what if Reed Richards did the stuff that he did? What would it do to the world if he had that technology and was trying to help the world with it? And then, not only that, Galactus comes and does a whole thing that creates a whole alternate world history starting in the 60s, you know, and before that because of what they were doing with the new technology. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it
All right.
stands on its own. That's the other nice thing about it. As a Marvel movie, it stands on its own. You don't need to know a thing about anything except for the thing. You're going to find out about the thing.
Yeah.
And then at post credit, yeah, okay, so there's a piece here that's going to affect movies coming out, but this one stands alone, and that is really nice too.
Yeah. I agree. And man, the perfect casting also. Fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
All right. Number 3, The Phoenician Scheme.
Did not see this. I know that's one you were really excited about seeing, though, right?
I was, and it was, yeah, it's Wes Anderson. His movies, can be hit or miss content wise. But this one was just just the right amount of quirky and charming, and
Okay.
the plot was there, and it's just like it's just Wes Anderson, but it's like the best parts of everything he does put into this thing. It's just a fun, ridiculous watch. So
Excellent. All right.
yeah, I really enjoyed my theater experience watching this, and yeah, I just the je ne sais quoi of it
All right.
is yeah, puts it up at number 3. So
Okay.
all right, now this
Next. So now you're your top two now.
I
I
am okay.
know there's at least one movie that you haven't talked about yet that I don't know if it's gonna be number one, but
It's gonna I think this will shock people because it's not number 1, it's number 2.
okay.
It's
So
number 2, and that would be Superman.
okay. That
Um,
I'm not shocked, but I'm a little bit like surprised. So
Now I will say this, it is my number 1 movie. The one that tops it is a TV show.
oh,
So
okay. All right.
yes, it is the number 1 movie, and it's because it's Superman, and we did a whole episode about this, and it's my Superman. They nailed it. Um, the pacing was a little awkward, but other than that, solid movie. Can't wait for more. Excited for Supergirl this next year. So,
Perfect.
all right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Number one.
Number 1 is Pixar's Win or Lose on Disney Plus, which is a TV show, and it is masterful storytelling.
That's the baseball one.
Yes. Just the storytelling alone
Hmm.
is worth it. Just for the script, for the execution, good, great, googly moogly. It's fantastic. And I would highly recommend anybody watch that. Even
All right.
even if you don't like sports, it's not about the sports.
All right.
It's
Fair.
and they do a lot of really, really like imaginative stuff that you would never expect to be in this kind of a show. It is fantastic.
All right. So that's your list.
That's my list.
What we're going to do right now is I'm going to do just a brief little spiel here, and then we'll jump into my list. I'll go from 16 to 1, stopping to talk about the ones you didn't talk about.
Okay.
But the brief spiel is the movies that I haven't seen that Evan was raving about. If you think we should talk about it, if you tell me in the show notes below to watch a movie, I'll be far more likely to watch it than if just Evan says, "Ben, watch this Pixar movie."
That is
So
what does that say about our friendship?
I'm trying to get engagement here. All right.
Okay. That's something you wait until I'm off camera to say.
Yeah. The other thing is, if you want to support the podcast, I have two ways you can support us. One is to subscribe to us, wherever you subscribe. But the other is buy some of our books.
Yeah, that'd be
All
good.
right. And this book right here has me and Evan in it. Time for everything. Evan wrote a story. I wrote a story. So that definitely is one way to support the podcast. But the other is definitely to like and subscribe. So there they go. All right. I'm not very
Nice.
good at self-promotion.
We need to get some trailers.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. So that's out of the way. And now my list, starting at number 16, War of the Worlds. Number 15, Star Trek Section 31.
Mm.
It would have been number 16, except War of the Worlds was so bad. But Star Trek Section 31 was not a good movie. It was not a good Star Trek movie. It was not a good Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which it was trying to be. And it was not even trying to be a Star Trek movie. That was part of the problem. So those are my two, like, just real misses, and they were just awful. Number 14 is Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. And
Okay.
this was one that it's a sequel that nobody asked for. Well, people were asking for it, but maybe we didn't want it. And it's not as funny. But it's in that spot where, hey, did you like the first one? Yeah, go ahead and watch the second one because it's more of the same. And it's a mockumentary and they've aged. And there is some funny moments, but yeah. So number 13 of 12 we've talked about Thunderbolts and Captain America. Number 11, Evan, this one it's interesting because the good guy in this movie was named Ben,
Okay.
which wouldn't be very notable, except the bad guy in this movie was named Evan. So,
Okay.
yeah, The Running Man.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Stephen King's The Running Man,
I might have to watch
and
it just for that fact.
I mean, it's a it's an action movie. It's violent, but not as violent as it could be. It's dystopian future, and Ben, he gets on the reality show The Running Man, and he's being chased by actual hunters with guns. And if they catch him within 30 days, he gets killed. But if they don't, he gets a lot of money, and he needs money for his family because he has a daughter who's very, very sick.
Mm,
Yeah. So, yeah. And kind of in some ways closer to tone anyway than the original book, especially closer in tone than the Arnold Schwarzenegger version of The Running Man. So,
okay.
yeah. Number 10, also not on your list, Downton Abbey, the grand finale,
I'm sure we
which
will watch it at some point. We've watched everything else. Um,
it is a solid ending.
okay.
It is a solid ending. They stuck the landing. I enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. We enjoyed it together, which is Downton Abbey was always a Sunday night date night for us on PBS. We'd tell the kids, you go watch something, and we would get Chinese takeout, and we would watch Downton Abbey. And that was kind of our Sunday nights whenever it was on as a show. We did, I don't think we got Chinese takeout, but we did watch it on a Sunday night just because it was that
Nice.
classic date night for us. So, yeah, enjoyable. Number 9, we talked about Jurassic World. Number 8, Tron Ares. Number 7, not on your list, Predator, Killer of Killers.
Predator Killer of Killers. What's
That's
this?
the animated Predator movie.
Oh, I haven't seen this
Yeah,
or heard
so
of
it
it
was
at
on
all.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Prey was directed by Dan Trachtenberg.
Right.
Did you see that one?
No. I do
Okay.
want to see it though, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, you're in a perfect position now because Predator, Killer of Killers is basically the sequel to Prey
Okay.
in a very roundabout way, but it's 3 movies. And so basically, you put Prey at the beginning, and it takes place in the past in the American history, 1600s, I think. I can't
Mm,
remember. And then there's 3 animated movies in Killer of Killers, and one is ancient feudal Japan, one is World War II, and one is uh, Viking, like Norway,
hmm.
in the time of the Vikings. And so it's going back to what the old Predator comic books used to do, which is just let's just have a new time, and we'll just
Yeah.
go to a different place. And so, yeah, it it does a great job, and then somehow it ties it all together nicely. So it's not just 3 episodes in one movie. It's actually 3 episodes that do have a reason to exist together,
It sounds a lot like
along with
Eyes of Wakanda.
okay, yeah, along with Prey then, and they fit together nicely.
Cool.
So yeah, and the animation style takes a little while to grow on you, but it does, and it's pretty decent.
Okay.
So number 6, David. Number 5, Superman.
Number 5.
Yeah, after number 4, Wake Up Dead Man.
Ugh. Okay.
I'm more likely to rewatch Wake Up Dead Man than I am to rewatch Superman, unfortunately. Superman has been dipping, in my opinion, a little bit since I saw it. So,
I
yeah.
can't abide by that, Ben.
Number 3, and I really hesitate to recommend this movie, but it has stuck with me. It is bloody, it is violent, it is difficult to watch. There is a lot of language. Um, but it is a fascinating sci-fi story-ish, sci-fi adjacent. I got to be careful how to talk about it, but it's Begonia.
Okay.
Um, with
Emma
what's her
Stone.
name?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah, and Jesse Plemons. Um, it
Okay.
just
I
oh
have wanted to watch it. It looked interesting.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're definitely want to turn on for the language anyway. Turn on the Angel Studio or
The
Angel
Vid Angel. Mhm.
Vid Angel. but, it is just weird and stylistic, and the music is just bizarre. It's bombastic in places where it's just like, what are they trying to what are they trying to do? Like, what are they saying with the music? Like, they're literally I'm watching one scene and just like, what are they saying with this music in this scene? But it is difficult to watch. But what's cool about it is the performances. That's a big part of it. Um, there are some plot twists where you're like, "Oh, that was interesting," and I kind of expected some of the plot twists, and I was surprised that they did the plot twist I was expecting, and certain things like that. But then also, it could have been, except for Act 3, it really could have been a stage play
Interesting.
in the same way that like 10 Cloverfield Lane
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
kind of a stage play. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed it, but I really hesitate to recommend it highly
Sure.
because, like, I put it high on my list as a like, I personally liked it, but, and I want to watch it again. I'm probably gonna wait a while, like another year and a half or something, but it just it stuck with me. It definitely stuck with me, and yeah. Okay. Fantastic Four is my number 2, and my number 1 for the year, um, is Predator: Badlands.
It is on my list to watch. I want to watch it. I'm waiting for it to come out on Disney Plus.
Do not watch it until you've watched Prey and Killer of Killers.
Okay.
Um, Not because you don't have to. It's not tied in, except it is because it's Dan Trachtenberg still.
Sure.
So it's the same guy who's kind of guiding the Predator franchise right now. And yeah, it's basically it's a buddy movie in some ways, but one of the things people complain about the Predator in this movie is the main character.
Right.
And
The
he's the guy you're
protagonist.
following
Yeah.
and
Which
that
I
you're
think is
supposed to relate
refreshing.
to. Yeah.
I think is
Yeah.
refreshing.
But I would also call it Avatar Light because it
Okay.
is putting you on a planet that has its own rules and its own and environment and everything. I mean, it just you're entering into a world and it's not quite as strong as Avatar as far as like setting up the world building, but it's a sci-fi world and it's a dangerous place and it's interesting. And I know some people were bothered by the android character. If you've watched any of the trailers, um, she's fine.
I mean, that was
It's
that was what was drawing me to the movie because
yeah, no,
I love a good android character.
well, and people were complaining about her being the comedy relief and things like that, and she is,
I enjoy
but it works
comedy
with her
relief
character. Yeah,
in
it
my
totally
Alien,
works with her character. So
so yeah.
yeah, so that was my number one movie. I just really enjoyed that movie. I can't wait to watch it again. But I'm probably gonna wait until the sequel that may or may not come. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanna see it. Um, and there was one, show that I watched this year that wasn't on, the list, just because it wasn't on Letterboxd, but it was Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated show on Disney Plus. I was very hesitant about that, but if you are a diehard Spider-Man fan and you know the lore and the stories from the original comics, this is a super fun one to watch because not only does it bring some of that stuff in, but it has it's a split timeline from the MCU at a very specific
Yeah.
point with Spider-Man, and then it goes off in this other direction where you're like, wow, this is really neat. In the narrative storytelling, you have to watch through the whole season to get the whole effect, but it was very good.
Um, TV series I watched that could have gone on my list like yours would have, is Alien Earth. I'm not sure where I'd have put that,
Okay,
but I really enjoyed that show. Like, it was enjoyable, not perfect, and potentially some retcons to the canon, but
gotcha.
yeah. Yeah, taking it on its own thing, as an alien story, similar to, like, looking at, like, the Dark Horse comics or something like that. Um, It was pretty strong. And some things at the end, I was like, "Yeah, really? Do we have to go there?" But it was fine. So,
Okay,
all right,
there it
that's
is.
2025.
And next week, we're going to talk about a really good TV show.
Not from 2025,
Yep.
which means it's been what, over a year and a half, 2
I don't know.
years
But it's
it took me to watch it.
no, it wasn't that long because I think I only told you about it in this summer or in August or whatever. Um, but it is my number one favorite sci-fi television show ever. Now,
And I wouldn't say that exact sentiment, but I totally get it and understand why you would say that because it is so good. But we will talk about it. We
next
will talk
week,
about it next week. So, until then, if there is something you would like to see us talk about, please leave us a message on the show notes below, either on our website if you're listening to the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, drop us a note on YouTube. And I just want to say thank you again for spending time with us and listening with us. And how wrong were we? That's the other question you can answer down below. How wrong were we?
how
I could
wrong was
see
Ben?
some, yeah, I was going to say, I could see some people definitely taking issue with some, and Evan already took issue with some of my lists. So, yeah, yeah. Superman was still good. It just isn't. I went in and came out wowed, but the more I thought about it, I was like, "Oh, but what about that? Oh, what about?"
Let's stop before we say things we might regret.
I will stop before I
Okay.
say anything that Evan regrets. So, yeah. Hey, until next time, thanks for spending time with us. Evan, talk to you later.
You too.
Godspeed.
Stop with that analogy.